going on?
Well, going well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First question is going to go to Cameron.
Cameron, how are you?
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good.
Hey, Coach, I got a couple questions for you. First one is, mine is not having Montrez in the lineup down with the team down there. What more, if anything, would you like to see from your squad as you guys prepare for the playoffs?
Just being together, really. We didn't really get that opportunity, but, there's always something positive. We got to play Jermichael at the 5 far more than we ever thought we would. So we needed to work on that because he's such a floor spacer. And we got way more work on that than we thought, but we actually liked it.
The next question is going to come from Tomer.
Hey, Doc. Wondering what the update was on Trez, because I think his 4 days was supposed to be yesterday. And then what are the challenges you're going to be presented with now that you have to reincorporate him in the middle of a playoff series?
I'm going to just throw him in there, as you know. I mean, he's earned that right. So, the challenge will be is just how ready he is. I don't know if I've ever had a guy that hasn't played in 8 games or whatever and hasn't had any practice. And we're just going to throw him out on the floor in a playoff game. So, and we're hoping that at this point, there's no guarantee that will even happen. So we'll see.
And next question is going to come from Inside the Bubble from Mark Medina.
You say that. Obviously, health is understandably always the priority, but when you've been dealing with all season, not a lot of time together, to what extent are you seriously worried or not at all, knowing all the different things?
I think a coach's job is always be worried, so I guess that would be the extent of it. But other than that, I don't ever worry too much about it. It is what it is. I've always been that way. Nothing I can do about it. Things don't go the way they're planned. In this case, that's been the case. But you just make do of it. And we got to get going. Like we got to get our rhythm during the playoffs as quickly as possible, and so that would be the fear.
We're going to have a few more questions for you, then we get you out of here. Next question is going to come from Thomas.
Hey, Doc. Two-part question. One, I wanted to kind of know, because you're known as a player, I wanted to get your thoughts on how you deal with players, kind of as you head into the playoffs mentally. And then I also wanted to kind of know as well, how have you been dealing with your mental health as well as your players' mental health as you guys have been isolated and away from your family over pretty much the past month and will be for the next couple of months?
My mental health has been in question for years. So, it is what it is. But we do, we actually, we do try to really monitor that. I've always thought that that's one of the untapped resources in sports. Mental health for so long has been like taboo, and it really is no different than a sprained ankle. I mean, we should treat it. We should be open about it and talk about it. And I think the league and us, all the teams are starting to do that more, which I think is very important. But I do monitor. It's tougher in the playoffs. Guys play less minutes. Some guys don't play at all. Some guys go out of the rotation. And, the key is to getting everybody to buy in to even no minutes. That's a hard thing to sell. But when you're trying to win, you have to have that.
And this question is going to come from Andrew.
Doc, because there's really no home court advantage, now that you've seen that played out over the last 2 weeks, the atmosphere, how do you feel like that could influence, or maybe not at all, the playoffs, where you've always, through 20 years, you've been used to having that home court feel? How do you think that could change the way the playoffs come out?
Well, I think it's a big factor. I just don't know how it's going to materialize, but absolutely it's going to play a factor. I'm not sure to who it gives an advantage to yet. But I actually think that the having, let's say, quote unquote, 7 neutral site games will absolutely play or have an impact in some of these games.